thing now is, it's such a long time since, I think I did help or something like that. Oh, it's missing equals. Equals? Equals? Yeah. Try spell it. There we go. I can't go too far with this, it's very short one because I'm not sure what the hell's going on. It's different.
So this is what, Terry? It's basic 5 as an SD image.
That's right, yeah. And it's running on the prize sort of thing. And I said it's arrived, well, we've been out shopping. I came back and spent an hour or so trying to sort it out. And then it came to the point where, you know, some of the common words weren't there. Take dir to find the
star dot.
Star, try that, shall we?
Mistake.
Just star dot, star and the full stop, not dir.
Oh, I see, sorry.
Yeah. Which is why there's star.org, no doubt.
Oh, look.
There you go.
I'm glad somebody understands it. It's such a... I'm trying to remember all this, like, you tend to push everything to... Well, I do, one side. But
2 bytes long.
that's what's on it anyway. But...
So if we type first steps, will we get something out of that then?
I think they said something about chains, what
Yeah,
other be.
yeah. And it's open that direction and run it.
So I do chain, what, examples?
No, it's a directory, so you need to do...
First step.
Is it
You got the first step.
it's not the IR, then your directory name, remember rightly.
It just... It's a long time. And I'm trying to remember what I did this morning.
Examples, I'll get into the examples.
Right. So
DIR examples.
star.
Oh, sorry.
RDIR.
Star. Yeah.
Space.
Space.
No. Oh, yeah, it's on here.
Examples.
Examples. Let's see what we get.
Yes.
We need an S on.
Plural, yeah. Wonder if it's case sensitive.
Oh, we'll find out.
Carriage return.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, now that do star dot. Again.
And ooh, got Lysidew and stuff.
Ooh.
And
So
Pi
then the
glow.
files in the
I
example.
think I'll have to dig out the old BBC basic books. Yeah. So,
Presumably you can shift the weighting to chain those.
yeah. So,
CH dot.
H dot.
CH dot. And which one shall we have?
No, you don't need a space.
Pi and lead.
Oh, it's his chain, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, you need him.
Oh, yeah, you need
Speech marks. Yeah. Pi lead. Let's try that one. See what that is. Yeah, exactly. And another speech mark up then. Yeah. And carriage return. Press any key. Go on.
I have to keep turning around. It's
not on that one.
Screen.
I know. No, sorry. See, we're trying to wire this up as we go. Yeah. So is it toggling the state of the lead then, Terry?
Why don't we turn this one round? We're watching that. We don't need this.
Right.
Which is the
Well, he needs another one.
No, I'm looking at the Raspberry Pi here, and it's not reacting.
No, it's not doing much. No, I haven't got a space to do that because the leads are too short. That's plan 17 and whatever. Let's have a look.
No, I can do it if I just tell you what. If I turn the seat a little bit, I can keep this on my knee and actually look at this screen. But
No, we should be able to do it on there, Terry. Just hang on a sec.
so.
Just bear with us.
As I don't know much about this, as you've just discovered, I think we'll leave it at that.
Press the key. Just press the key. No.
There you are, Terry. It's in front of you now. Terry.
It's on the screen though.
It's coming. It's going back.
So it'll get there eventually, I'm sure.
So what's it now? Quick
Right.
to get out.
No, press a key. What it like
I've
I
done
said.
it. I've done it. Done it.
Use
There's
press,
the LEDs on the...
press escape.
Press escape, yeah. Obviously, not the programme we should have chosen.
There you go.
Escape behind for a second.
Oh, go on.
It'll snow there.
Go on, try list, go on, even I know that one. Way!
Did you catch that?
Yeah. You didn't go fast enough, no?
Is it
List
anyway?
slash P.
List
Slash P, then you...
slash. I knew it was something to do with T.
Yeah. Mm.
Are you ready for one?
Now, is it forward slash or a backslash?
Oh no, you're
No,
right.
it's-
Oh, it's the other slash.
No,
Or is that just Windows? Or is that just Windows? The slash P?
the BBC Basics.
BBC's back as well, right? No, I can remember it from Windows 3. Not even 3.1, I don't think. What are you trying to do, Terry?
Just get out. That's right. Don't.
Type desk.
That's it.
Got.
So that's.
That's a violent shutdown.
Yeah. I have to offer some advice here. Don't do what Terry's doing at home. He's got his SD card in his mouth already done.
See.
I've lost my OS, where is it? Well, it'll be coming out late.
Not the longest boot in history.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, get a right tingle.
Oh, it's wonderful stuff, yeah. I was reading something, things you find on the internet. Someone who'd been using one of these powered staple guns, hammer staple guns, managed to staple his actual hat to his head. We didn't know till the kid to try and take his hat off, and he couldn't. Don't know how long that one took in hospital, but don't try it at home, as they say.
At least he didn't have a nail gun.
Yeah, exactly.
At the last place I worked, we did. He scratched his leg with a nail gun.
Really?
Ended up in hospital trying to get the nail back out again. we're all joking, saying, "Look, he weren't scratching your head. Not
Yes.
make any
No,
difference."
no. Well, some people know. It's just
Yeah.
smell of sawdust and what I mean. Oh, we just point out Terry's looking through his collection of SD cards now, so he's got
Because
all
each
his
one's a bit
holiday
different.
snaps and stuff on there. Which is why you should always have a good naming convention.
I tell you what, well, put this one in. Now this is one of the things, I've lost it, oh, with the Arduino. Now the Arduino actually remembers what it did last.
All right,
It remains on the chip itself.
right.
So all I need to do is put something
Couldn't
in.
you fitted, Terry? Couldn't you get those fitted yourself?
Now this, that's the Arduino, but the thing is I can't pass it around because I'm not connecting all these again.
Again, no, just leave it on
It's
the
the
desk,
same
Terry.
with the, when we come to the GURT board, there's lots of connections. I can take them off and bag them up, you can then
Yeah.
have a look, but I thought, we are now just loading this up. But if, that's the ordinary, connector for the, which I was hoping what I'll do is plug it in and then pick it up. Now this started off as 4 little lights.
You're on the video here, Terry, anyway, so they can see you-ish what's going on.
And this is funny. Ah, here we go.
Yeah, I can just about see that. Let's have a look.
Right, so what I'll do, I'll pick it up. Now,
Yeah.
this was already programmed. What it was 4 little lights.
Can you put it back down where
Put it back down, Terry. I'll get it on the camera.
Oh, I see, right.
Right, so you can find out
That's
what's
it, I didn't
going on.
realise that. Yeah.
Find out where I am.
Start off with 4 lights, and I looked at the programme and I thought, 6 lights, 8 lights, and all it is, across the end, there's 24 lights there, all running round and round.
4 candles?
4 candles, yes.
Sort of thing, yeah.
That was part of it with the laptop, because that's got the programme actually on it, which starts off as 4 lights. You know, all they did was just a few lights on different numbers. But what it is, when you actually look at this, you'll find it's numbered. Across the end, if I can stand up a bit,
Whereabouts is it, Tony?
you can now see,
Please turn
basically,
around.
can you see it?
Yeah,
There is actually, everything's numbered.
yeah, yeah.
And all you do is just go by the number. You know, input in number and then make it input or output.
Okay.
And that's, it's not a very good explanation.
So this is your Raspberry Pi that you've programmed to talk to the...
That's right, yeah, Arduino. Well, actually, what it is, I tried.
Which is connected to your LEDs and the program.
Well, the thing is, I tried it with the Raspberry Pi, but it decided it wasn't going to work properly. But so I've had to do it is program it with the, what I'm going to do is, I'll get into this program, I can sort of show you, I think. You'll soon get the idea. I'm literally relying on somebody else with the programs. I haven't done, basically all I've done is just altered programs a little. I don't really understand what's going on. I get a general idea on what's going on because they've explained as they go along with their program.
So,
But basically, I couldn't write this myself.
so this is in Raspbian or in
This is in, yeah, it's in Python. It's
in
this
Python?
one.
Right.
Also, you will discover, I'm not very good at explaining stuff, but it's mostly to try and give people ideas on what they can do out of it. You know, what you can do if with a bit of a lot more knowledge than I've got.
So what OS have you booted into now, Terry?
This is Raspbian, Wheezy.
Yeah, always.
You rely totally, oh, you can see that, on this bit here, this little green, this blue bit there, because sometimes it doesn't pick up. You know, you click on something, it doesn't quite react. And as soon as that makes a full band from top to bottom, you know that it's picked up what you've clicked. You know, like you click on something here, sometimes it doesn't react. You've either got to press return, which it does, you know, it reacts then. I suppose really it's slow that way. Now if I go here, and I look across, nothing, oh, done it. Electronics. Now this is, you download this and put it into the Raspberry Pi from the Arduino site for the Arduino there. I've got a full...
So how much is this board then, Terry?
This one, actually this is the one that was, you know, the money I got from the club.
All right.
I bought that with it, which is the Mega, which is pretty good, you know what I mean? That's what you get, that sort of screen, that's the, like, Arduino screen. Apparently the fellow who wrote it all, or most of it, was an artist or something. So they don't do programs, they do sketches. That's what they call it. So here, if you look, it says sketch, which actually is the programs. It can be all a bit funny. You know what? I'll have to remember this chip, because when I did it, for the last few times I've done this, I haven't had a reaction from there. This one's been blanked out, serial port. The board is out, and it should say, it got a choice then of all the various Arduino things. I mean, this isn't the only one. There must be a dozen or so, each of varying sizes out to it. But normally it says you can't, which, you know, serial port, because it is ACM 0.
So this is running out of the serial port, is it, at the moment, Terry? Is this being driven out of the serial port on the Arduino?
That's right. It's,
Yeah.
yes, it's that being, no, actually, it's being driven out of the
GPIO?
USB
Right.
on the Raspberry Pi to go into the USB on there, which is this.
Right.
It's to program it. But what I've had to do before is go onto the laptop, and it's got it on there, the same program. They've got it for Windows, they've got it for Linux, and also the Raspberry Pi. And you've got to go to board, and you get a list, and you just click it. That's how I got this one to do that program. I can't do it from the Raspberry Pi because of that slight hitch. I've tried reloading it, but it just didn't want to know. It's lacking. It was lacking before on that serial port bit, and now it's, of course, now it's lacking on the board bit.
If you unplug the Pi, if you close that, unplug the Arduino from the Pi and then plug it back in,
Which I've done now.
and then well, yeah.
Oh, I see. Then go and do anything, and then come back in again.
Well, just quit out of there.
This is how it usually goes.
It's detected that the board's not there, so if you plug it in, UDEV should pick it up.
Okay, try that. I'm up to.
Well, it should, I'm not saying it will.
No, I mean, I'm up for suggestions. I've just plugged it in. Don't know if. Try tools again. Board. Nothing. Right, it's just gone into a little routine. But at least I've got one up. Anyway. That's it. And what we got here is file, open, sketchbook. No. Open. Examples. This was the start. I messed around with the laptop, but this, have I got the other one? This is the Blink program itself. Now, anybody who's actually written in C, you know, the programming language of C, will realise that there's an awful lot missing. With the Arduino, it puts it in. There's no main with the two brackets with this. It starts off straight up, just straight in. What it is, when you compile it, it actually adds the bits into it. Mostly it adds, all the loops are tied up together and everything else. You just put this in, and it, when you said compile, which is one of these arrows there, upload, it's actually, how to explain it? I had the other book, but it was heavy with, to explain it. But when you write in C, it is different. This is like an Arduino C. That doesn't help. Well, it's helpful that you can end up with a little short program where it adds all the other stuff to it. The only thing is, you can't do it backwards. You save this, run it on the Arduino. You can't get back the full C program.
No.
It doesn't do it. It doesn't go backwards. To actually list the program that's actually running this.
Yeah.
Because every time you alter anything, it'll ask you, do you want to save it? What I'm trying to do is spin it on a little at a time. I can only give you a little bit sort of thing, because a lot of it I just don't understand, but not fully, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to get into C for the other bits of it. wondering if... Oh, that's right, sorry. I went into it and then came back out. I realised the bit that's missing, it's when you actually use the Pi, it's slow, is this, because it's loading a lot of stuff in, you know, actually come up with that little screen. So actually, I just realised too, this is running away, you know, blinking away, so you can, well, you probably can't see. But basically, all I need is some sort of USB supply, and that will carry on going round, up and down with the lights. It's actually being remembered in the memory on that little chip there. The whole program is in there. When you upload it, that's where you load it. So that all this, these lights are remembered in there. All you need is just a bit of USB power. You don't need the Pi then. Because basically that's what I'm doing here. I've literally just connected to the USB. Well, any USB and it'll run. Right, moving on a little bit. That's of interest. Is there a pseudo thing which actually turn the Pi off? What I usually do it now is put the reboot thing. As soon as it starts to reboot.
Type power off.
Pardon?
Just type power off.
Yeah, I could try that, yeah.
Power off is, that'll just call, it'll shut it down and try and terminate the power, whereas reboot shuts it down and then sends a reboot signal.
Yeah. Yeah. Power off, right. So I did the man pseudo, but I couldn't see anything there which doing it.
No, pseudo just lets you, gives you escalated privilege.
That's right, yes.
So you just run command, so if you just did sudo power off.
And that would,
Yeah, that would...
and this is it. I'll just take the power out now and I can... What I'm trying to do is not mess anything up, hopefully. Now, I've now got to have a think. Now this is one of the funny ones. This is the GURT board with all the wires in it. The extra long wires were are just shorter wires. They do actually give you some wires and these little jumper things. But basically the GURT board has these chips which are actually, what do they call it? They separate the two things. So you're actually getting power from the Pi. Right, sorry. That's right. I've forgotten what they call it now. It's just driving backwards and forwards and so on and trying to do everything. When you do it electronically, you separate one from the other. But you can pass it through. I'm not explaining it very well, but if you hang on a tick, I can give you the word. The word is... Oh, that downloaded from, if you get interested in the GURT board, that's from Element 14, it's Farnell. You go onto their site, GURT board, and you download all this lot, which basically, I'm not a genius like, all I did was just copy it. You know, the circuit which I was holding up in the air, if I can do it. buffered, that's the word. Those chips are buffering it. I must admit, it's very good for explaining. You watch, I'm going to go right through the book and not notice it. Right. If I can do it both,
Yeah.
can you?
Yeah.
I'm holding both up. Whoops. That and that are the two of the same things. That's how they explain it here. You know, in the book sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can see it's bridging the two, and the little connections are connecting up the buffering for it. You can buffer it either direction. I can take that off. Got all sorts on it. I mean, you can run a motor from this up to like about 2 amps.
Yeah.
I actually brought the motor just in case, but I didn't get round to trying it because all sorts going on. I'm just trying to give you a general idea on, you know, what there is, what you can do. It looks a bit of a maze, there's that wire, but it's not too bad. One was they give you these looping wires and the sockets, but they've got enough sockets, but there wasn't enough wires, so I ended up having to, it took a while to get it, because you sort of say female to female jump leads, you end up with a thing that starts cars and stuff like that. You know? It's odd. But I ended up with that.
Oh yeah, why not? Yeah.
And that is the female to female. You just tear them off. You know, if you want one. This is female to female, 1mm sort of connectors. The only thing is they're a bit longer than the other ones. That's why I've got 2 wires which are actually longer than they need to be, really. It's plus the fact that I'm sure there's other people who could probably, you know, explain this a lot better, but maybe it'll give somebody a better idea. This actually, I don't know if you can do it, will actually, if it's, I'm just making sure it's unplugged, will actually fit the wrong way. This is the wrong way. And it's a bit risky because I'll just do it the wrong way. It will actually fit on. The only trouble is, part of the circuit board's over the top of the USB. And it'll probably do quite a bit of damage.
I would have thought. Yeah.
It's remembering to keep it, face it away. Originally they did it, they used, the connectors are on top.
ROC, helping you with Acorn and Riscos computing.